What's up guys, it is Chris back with another watch video, and today we're doing a review slash unboxing of the Vario Empire. So I have had Vario on the channel before. I usually review their straps. Today I was lent in the Vario Empire for review. This is a watch and they make a few different watches. So before I get into it, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel and I very much appreciate it. So getting right into it, this is a pretty cool watch. It comes in very simple packaging. It's just a cardboard outer box, cardboard inner box. It's covered in vinyl. As you can see here, it says Vario across the front. Inside the box, you get a warranty card. That warranty card is signed Vario Empire, and there's a little Empire State Building right there. That gives you a clue. A lot of the inspiration for this watch is Art Deco design and, of course, the Empire State Building. And when we get a look at the watch itself is heavily inspired by the Empire State Building. You have a bicolor dial here. That white center part is actually textured. You have applied indices in a gilt color. You have gilt hands as well. The hands are actually skeletonized and they look like the actual antenna tip on the top of the Empire State Building. A very nice touch. And then of course, those indices, as I mentioned, are applied in gilt. However, they are very Art Deco looking. They use that very Art Deco font, and it looks like a font that could be on the side of the Empire State Building or you know, inside the Empire State Building on the elevators and stuff like that. It really looks the part and fits in really well with this watch. Now the watch itself, the case is 38 millimeters, 46 millimeters lug to lug, 11 millimeters thick. The case itself has brushing and polishing. There's a lot of steps to the case. Again, keeping with that Art Deco look, sort of that Empire State Building look. So they did a case that has a few different steps on it. There's a step on the bezel that comes down from the actual bezel to the case. There's a step there. Then there's a step on the lug. So there's like stepped lugs, slight stepped lugs, not incredibly stepped, but there are steps here. And it looks really good. And as I mentioned, there's polishing, there's brushing. You get an onion crown, which is nice and grippy. And it does need to be grippy because this is a hand wound movement. This gets a Miyota 6T33. And as you can see here from the back, you get sapphire crystal front and back, of course. A very odd movement, not one that is used very often in watches, and I don't know the reason why. I think it's a really cool movement. I think it's a really good looking movement. The movement is actually finished very nicely. The back is very nicely finished as well. It's engraved. It just says designed in Singapore because Vario are a Singaporean brand. And it gives you the specs of the watch as usual with most watches. That's what they do these days. 50 meters water resistance, as I mentioned, you get a screwed in case back. Quick release spring bars on the strap, but you also get drilled lugs. So removing the strap on this watch will be easy. And on the strap side, of course, you get a Vario strap, and this is a Italian leather strap from their Italian leather strap line. Very nice strap on this watch, and absolutely a darling of a little watch. It really is a beautiful watch, a very nicely proportioned watch, but a very well designed watch. And if you like the Art Deco look, this looks very Art Deco. It's very, very inspired by the Empire State Building, and you get that, you know, 1920s, 1930s vibe from it. It looks really good. It's a really cool dress watch. I'm going to throw it on my wrist. They also sent some other straps, and I'll do some swaps of the strap really quick so you can see what it looks like on a blue strap. I think it looks really good on this black strap with this cream-colored stitching, but it looks really good on a blue strap. They have a blue strap that has like sort of a little bit of black in it as well. Looks really good. We'll check that out. But before I do, today on my wrist I have the Iwc Engineer. This is a Gerald Genta design. It is one of the larger watches that I own currently, 46 millimeters. This is the Mission Earth, and it comes on this really cool rubber strap. I absolutely love this watch. I think this is one of the most underrated watches from a major brand that just has gotten completely overlooked. It's a Gerald Genta design. You don't really hear or see people raving about these watches, and I think they're absolutely fantastic. And this is just, it's a comfortable watch, even though it's huge. It's a very comfortable watch, and it's just a great watch in general. But not the watch we're talking about today. The watch we are talking about today is the Empire from Vario. And talk about comfortable watches. This is a very comfortable watch. It has a very nice lug size. And 46 millimeters lug to lug is very, very nicely proportioned. 38 millimeters, and it's just 11 millimeters thick, so it really does fit well. 20 millimeter lug span, and it looks great on my 7.5 inch wrist. You can see the sign buckle there from Vario. These come in at $368, so a pretty good price for a watch that has a movement that's kind of unique and not used very often. I'll do some close-ups of the movement itself. The movement is actually finished very nicely. You have applied indices. It's a very different looking watch. The only thing I would say is that the movement does not hack. So when you pull the crown, it doesn't hack. It just keeps ticking along, obviously. So that is a little quirk of the movement. Other than the fact that it doesn't hack, I really don't have many complaints about this watch. I think it's really good looking. Sapphire crystal on the top and bottom, as I mentioned. And I think that if you are looking for that 1930s aesthetic, that Art Deco dress watch, this really does fit the bill perfectly. It really works nicely. The strap tapers beautifully. I really like it. It just fits really well, and it's very comfortable. I wore it for a few days, and I think it's just a very nice watch. I like the attention to details, the little bit that they did on the dial, the applied indices, the step dial, and then of course the hands, which are skeletonized and meant to look like the Empire State Building needle. I think it looks really good and makes a lot of sense, and it's kind of fun. But really quickly, I will change the strap. I will show it to you on a blue strap, and then we'll wrap up the video. There is no loom, obviously, because this is a dress watch, but let's check it out on a different strap and see how it looks. So here it is on a gray-blue strap. Looks really good. You have like peaks on the leather itself that are sort of like a dark gray, almost a black, and then there is a bluish gray black background. It looks beautiful, and I'll throw this on my wrist as well so you can see the strap itself. Just a beautiful strap on here. And Vario make excellent straps, and they really make excellent watches. I'm excited about a watch that they're coming out with. It's a trench watch. That it's a World War I trench watch. So like vintage watches that were actually pocket watches that had wired lugs soldered on the sides, and then soldiers would actually wear them in the trenches on their wrists. And they're making like a remake of one of those watches, and I'm excited to see that one. I really would like to see that in person. Very, very cool idea. Other manufacturers have done this, obviously, but Vario really like to pay attention to details. They make some really quality products, and I really like to see what they think of or what they come up with to do. Just a good-looking watch, and I really like the colors. You could also get this in an automatic. I believe that they're making this with an NH36A as well. I'm not sure if I would get it in the automatic. I think I would go for this hand-wound movement, unless you don't like to wind your watch on a regular basis, or you can't live without the hacking seconds. Go for the NH35 or NH36. I really like this movement in here. I think it's really good looking. It's way better looking than the NH36, but like I said, if you need to have that automatic movement, it's more convenient, obviously, than having something that you need to wind on a daily basis. But I like this. I really like it, especially in a dress watch. I really think it fits very well. But that's just my opinion. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Tell me what you think of this watch. And if you've heard about this new trench watch that they're coming out with, I think it's going to be a pretty cool watch. But add some comments below. I'd like to hear from you guys. Please also don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog. I also have some links in the description. Those links are to Amazon. If you click those links and buy anything, it helps support the channel. Doesn't cost you anything extra. However, like I said, I very much appreciate it and help support the channel. So please use those links if you can. Anyway, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next video.